What's up, guys? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how we edit, create, and share same-day slideshows for every single wedding that we do. What's up, guys? My name is Michael and I am Katelyn's husband. We're going to be covering a topic that we get a lot of questions about, which is how are you able to do a same-day slideshow at every single wedding that you photograph? So if you're not even familiar with what a same-day slideshow is, basically all that it is we take some of the photos from the day, I pull them off of our memory cards. Katelyn does a really quick edit in Lightroom. We put them on an iPad and share them with the bride and groom at the reception on the day of their wedding. We then share it with parents and guests, and it is just such a cool experience to see the reaction. People are blown away that they can see actual edited photos from that day, and it's just a huge way to get your clients really engaged with your work and with your business. Another added bonus, obviously, is that guests who see this process really desire that at their own wedding and say, you know, man, I want to hire those two so that I could have a same-day slideshow at my wedding. So it's been great for referrals, and just the excitement that it builds is just an awesome aspect of our business. So what do you need for a same-day slideshow to happen? Basically, all we have is our computer with Lightroom on it that Katelyn can edit on. We have a card reader that we can pull images off of our cards, and then we use an iPad to show those images. Now, at the beginning, when we first started doing this, we just had those on our laptop, and Katelyn would just kind of turn her laptop around. We would carry it around or sit it on a table. But if heaven forbid someone were to steal that, we'd rather them take, you know, the $300 to $1,000 iPad versus our $2,000 to $3,000 laptop. So the iPad has just been an awesome way. It's easy to hold, it's easy to swipe, and people can look at all the photos. And so that's why we recommend using an iPad for that. And now for us, we used the iPad Pro just because it was the biggest screen that we could get. We don't think that that's completely necessary. You know, if you're just starting out and want to start with the lower end iPad, that's totally fine. I think all the iPads nowadays have the Retina display, so it's super crisp, super clean, great color. And so it'll work perfectly for your same-day slideshow. So one of the main questions we get is, when are you able to do this? We've all been on those wedding days that are just crunched or packed full and the timeline's kind of crazy. My normal goal is I try to shoot introductions and first dances and maybe the prayer. We don't normally do toast before dinner. So I'm with Katelyn for that part of the process. And then as soon as people start to sit down to eat dinner, I sneak away. Katelyn is still present. She's still talking with the bride and groom. She's taking pictures of tables, but I sneak away to a back room or even to our car sometimes. And I have our laptop that's fully charged, ready to go. And I get the cards from Katelyn and start pulling images from cards. Now you may ask, how many cards are we pulling or images are we pulling? I normally take about 20 images that throughout the day. I try to find one of the bridal party so that everybody sees themselves in one of the images. I always try to get a picture of the first kiss, just because parents seem to like that really a lot. And then just different pictures from portraits throughout the day, either in the morning or in the afternoon, or just a good array of photos throughout the day. So I pull all of those images, and then I come out and I find Katelyn, I say, hey, the slideshow is ready for you. Let me know when you can go back to edit. So by that time, you know, everybody's normally eating. The planner or coordinator will come and find us and say, hey, it's time for you guys to eat. And so we sneak back, or I'll stay out and take pictures of people if anything comes up, but then Katelyn sneaks back to eat dinner and then to work on the same-day slideshow while she's back there.
I'm doing a same-day slideshow so they can see some of their photos, and because it's such a chill reception, I think it would be a fun thing for them to have.
So if you've taken any of our courses, you probably know Katelyn's process of importing images through Photo Mechanic. This process is different. Normally all I do is open up Lightroom. When I put the card in, Photo Mechanic will pop up and say, hey, do you want to ingest this whole card? I cancel that process. I just import directly into Lightroom. And since it's only about 20 photos, they store directly on our internal hard drive, which is totally fine. When Katelyn comes back, what she does is looks at all the previously imported photos. And so the last, 15 to 20 photos are the ones that I pulled out for her to edit. And so she starts working from that spot. So while I'm out, in case anything comes up or somebody decides to make a toast, I'm out there as coverage to take photos if necessary. Katelyn is editing, eating a quick dinner, and then she comes out and finds me and says, hey, they're all edited, they're exporting. And so what we do, I go back to the laptop. Katelyn has exported the photos to a file on our desktop, which is the bride and groom's name and then slideshow. And then I'm able to take those photos, I open them up, I look through them just to make sure, nothing weird happened in exporting. And so then I'll take the 12 to 15 photos, drag them to AirDrop, and AirDrop them to our iPad. Now, let's say that you don't have Apple products. You may have a PC that you're editing on or not have an iPad or an iPhone. Totally understandable. One way that you can get around that is transferring the photos to Dropbox or to Google Drive and then opening them on another product. It's totally doable. AirDrop is just the most streamlined way that we have found to do it quickly, just because we are sometimes in a time crunch. So once they have AirDropped to the iPad, they're just in my full camera roll. So I take those last 15 photos that have imported through AirDrop, I select them all, and then I create a new album within my camera roll. When you open that new album, it would be the bride and groom's name, wedding day or something like that. You would open that album. There's literally a button to push slideshow at the top, and the photos just start scrolling through. I watch them, check them all to make sure everything transferred over fully. And then I walk out and find Katelyn. By this time, normally the bride and groom is up walking around, talking to people who are finishing up their dinner. We will try to pull them away just for a second, not to be too much of a distraction, but they normally know what is coming. A lot of them have been to other weddings that have seen the same day slideshow. And so we are excited to show them, they are excited to see it, and then Katelyn gets to share the images with the bride and groom.
You know what this is. Let me start from the beginning. Hold on. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
There are so many more. It pains me to not be able to show you all of them. Who gets to have ceremony shots like this?
Oh my gosh.
They're precious.
Katelyn.
It doesn't look so different than up above though. I'm so glad we went down there. The composition, if you want to have a vow renewal here in 10 years,
I'll call you.
I will be back. Oh my gosh. It's just a few. There's so many.
Trying so hard not to cry
there's
because I'm
so
about to
many.
use it. I can't because I have to dance with my dad and it's even worse.
I know.
Another pro tip is that you can actually go in the security settings of your iPad and select ways to make sure that people can't leave that app. Because you think, they have my iPad and they could go on my Facebook account or different things like that. It locks the home button. They're not able to get out of that program. So it makes sure that the slideshow is all that people are seeing on your iPad, because that can be a security issue for some people. So after the bride and groom have seen the images, we kind of play it by ear. We kind of see how the bride is reacting. Sometimes she's like, oh my gosh, can I take this and show my mom? Or can I take this and show all of my bridesmaids? And we totally let them do that. For some brides, they're in the midst of walking around wanting to greet people, talk to people. So I will take the iPad, be like, hey, this is going to be available all night. We want you to have access to it, but I'm going to take it and show it to your mom if that's okay. And normally they're like, oh yes, please go show it to my mom. So we'll walk it over, show it to mom. Moms almost always take it and want to take it around, walk it around and show. Normally they're the ones that are paying, so they want to be able to show off what they have purchased. And so it's a lot of fun to kind of just watch the iPad kind of move its way around. One of my jobs is to kind of always keep an eye on where the iPad is. If I see it at a table with a bunch of grandparents and it's just sitting there on the table, I'll go up and grab it. And then normally try to put it in a high traffic area. We have one of the stands for the iPad, and so we can set it up at the bar or near the restrooms, wherever a lot of people are walking, and then you'll just have random people be able to stop and view all of the images that are on the same day slideshow. So another pro tip, something that we have done in the past, we've actually kind of stepped away from doing it some, but you can set your business cards out. Like when you put the iPad at the bar or near the restroom or like on a favors table as people are leaving and they're seeing it, we have sat business cards there so that people can take those, which is a great way to get your name out there. Another option that we've done in the past is we have gone ahead and created the client gallery. And so we'll have that link of what the gallery, all these photos are going to be on. And we'll sit that out as well. A printout, people can say, like within a week, you'll be able to see the full gallery of images. Now you need to be confident that you can have it done within a week or whatever your time frame is going to be. but that is just an awesome way for people to have access. So again, no wedding is ever the same. This looks different at every single wedding. Some weddings we're showing the bride and groom like as they're about to go down their sparkler exit, which is not ideal, you know, but we want them to have that experience of seeing these images. This is a surprise for our couples. They don't know that this is coming normally. A lot of our couples nowadays that have been following us for a long time know about the same day slideshow. But if something weird were to happen, you know, we're not contractually obligated to provide a same day slideshow. So there is freedom and flexibility within that, but we strive really hard to get it done at every single wedding. So another aspect that we always get questions about is, well, I don't have a Michael, you know, I don't have someone who can go back and pull the images. I don't have someone who can trade coverage with me, and I don't want to just disappear, you know, for 15 or 20 minutes while I'm doing this process. I totally understand that. I still think that there are ways that you can make this happen. Katelyn has been in the room of the reception. You know, we tried to kind of be out of sight, out of mind when we're doing this, but it is possible to kind of be in a corner working on your computer, you know, discreetly without being seen, but still being present. And if something comes up, you can hop up really quick and snap a photo of it while it's still going on. So it is possible to be done. I know that it can seem overwhelming. It can seem this big daunting task, but really, when you break it down, it's a fairly easy process. If you've never done it before, I would really encourage you to try, even if it's starting with just 3 or 4 images. People are so excited to see those the day of the wedding. Vendors are excited to see different photos that they could share within the next couple of days. It gets Katelyn kind of a jump start on her social media sharing. She knows she's going to pick one of those photos to share that night on the ride home on Instagram. And so it's just part of our process that we have just weaved into what we know we need to get done on a wedding day. And we have seen huge results from doing that. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe to be in touch with all the future videos that are coming out. We're so excited to be able to share this content with you guys, and we hope it was helpful. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.